Hi, I'm Joe Castillo, owner of RGS Performance Motorcycles here in El Paso, Texas. So our friend Lane brought in his 73 um, shovelhead. It was an FLH, um, pretty much all original. It was red, spoked wheels. Um, I believe it still had drum brakes too going on it. It did run. It had electric and kickstart, but there was no way we were going to keep it all original. Um, we worked with Lane, and Lane said, "Hey, he wanted to do a resto mod. Let's make it, cool, definitely faster and much safer as well, and just really simple." Um, Converted it to a kickstart only, which he wanted to make it clean with an open belt drive. Uh, so basically, we started by tearing the entire bike apart. We powder coated the frame here with atomic powder coating, gloss black. And the idea was to make it basically gloss black and gray, the entire bike. Uh, we rebuilt the motor from the crank up with all S&S components. Rebuilt the transmission with all Andrews gears, using a BDL belt drive. Um, and basically, we're running a small lithium battery just to keep it going, just to be able to start it with a Kickstarter. What we did is pulled out the big battery, since it's not going to need it anymore. It was kick only. Put a small anti-gravity lithium battery and coil and all the electronics, which is basically 8 wires and a couple of relays into that battery box area. So it really cleaned up the whole wiring scheme for the motorcycle itself. Um, some of the other cool things about it is we went with some modern wheels and modern lower legs, um, and that way we can use uh, more modern braking system on it as well. So it's got basically brakes the same ones they're using in the 2000s as on the older bike. Um, we the only tins that we reused, I think, was the rear fender and the front fender. But the front fender, what we did is sectioned it and narrowed it so that it would fit with the 80-90-21 narrow front wheel. So we raked it out just a little bit, give it a lower stance, and it came out great. We're running Carlini 16-inch Gangster Apes on it, which are perfect for it. It's got all LED lighting as well on it, which is no turn signals, but it is running rear running and brake and a LED front headlight as well. With the front fender, we took the original fender, we sectioned it out by basically cutting the whole middle section out of it and narrowing it, welding it back together, smoothing it out, and then painting it. So this color is actually an Audi color. It's the Nardo gray, and everything is painted or powder coated black to go over it. So we took a lot of the original style emblems and covers and things, and powder coated in black here, and which really try to really make it a down and dirty, great running shovel. As far as the engine goes, it was a full rebuild, but we're keeping it pretty stock. That way it's still easy to kick over. And we didn't want a big compression motor and having to kick it everywhere you go. So we did keep it stock, but we replaced everything, the crank up and the bike. And I know we're running S&S components in it. in that motor, and of course it runs great. Yeah, so the brakes, we're running GMA hydraulic brakes, front and rear, and using basically the brakes from a 2003 Softail. So we're using the uh, the same calipers that you'd find on that 2003 Softail, front and rear. So we welded tabs onto the to the rear swing arm and machined the rear brake to set up, and then the front. What we did is swap out the front lowers that accommodate that same brake. And I think above all, one of the coolest things is that Lane was able to really be a big part of his design and build. So he's able to come in. He's active duty Army, but spend his free time here at the shop and basically built his motor. Um, Paul, our lead tech here, guided him through rebuilding it, his transmission, and then those are his ideas to section a front fender and run a simplified um, electrical system. So I think that was probably one of the best things is him being able to spend time in here with us and making it all happen and get to enjoy that final product and get to ride it. I think probably um, I think maybe I'm thinking too hard. Like what makes it different, but I think what makes our shop I think different is that we really want to build something that the customer isn't envisioning. So we spend a lot of time, and we like our customers to come in and spend time with us during the process, so they can see what it takes. And when it comes to making design decisions, we can go over what works, what's not going to work. Um, so I think that's really what sets us apart is really taking a lot of time with our customers when it comes to building their motorcycle. And with this one especially, Lane's a super hands-on guy, super technical. So I think it was great for him to be able to come in and work on what he could for himself too, and really be involved with it and us. Yeah, I definitely want to thank um, Paul Lujan again. He's our lead uh, Harley tech here at the shop. I mean, an awesome individual, super patient, and really, um, really willing to teach people, um, what it takes about their motorcycle, and if they're willing to learn, he's willing to teach them. Not a lot of people are patient enough to be able to teach other people, to build or work on their motorcycles. So he is super important in this build. Probably couldn't have done it without him. And then also Noah with the powder coating. Sometimes hey, we need this powder coated like today. Overnight, things like that. We're trying to finish the build, and sometimes we needed things in a hurry, and he wouldn't hesitate to get the stuff done for us. All right, and yeah. So again, I'm Joe with RGS Performance Motorcycles here in El Paso, Texas. If you're curious, um, have questions about your bike, or you want to build something custom, definitely come visit us. We're doing everything from old shovels to the modern baggers. Pretty much, anything cool, we're going to be all about it.